clients describe MDC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
Has there been any actual news on what this medical condition is? I mean, Jamie Foxx was a young, vibrant, healthy guy.
All right, here's the scoop. Jamie Foxx's recent health scare might be more than just a random medical incident. Rumor has it this was no accident at all, but a calculated move. And who's allegedly behind it? None other than Sean Diddy Combs. Yeah, you heard that right. The story starts getting real wild when you dig deeper, especially when you think about the connection between these two industry powerhouses. Jamie's long been seen as this lovable, multi-talented star, but lately, he's been linked to some seriously dark secrets about Diddy that have got people talking, and not in a good way.
But he had a stroke. And he had a stroke that came from a blood clot in his heart.
So what exactly went down? Jamie was suddenly rushed to the hospital in what his family described as a medical complication. That was the official statement, but insiders and close industry sources paint a far more sinister picture. You've probably heard the whispers that Diddy runs these over-the-top, secretive parties. What you might not know is that Jamie Foxx was right there at the center of them for years. And now, after pulling away and choosing to speak out, some folks think Diddy might have come after Jamie to silence him.
Diddy back in the day, when Diddy had all of the songs out, he was so famous.
But before we dive into all that, let's rewind for a minute. Jamie Foxx wasn't always wrapped up in this mess. In fact, his rise to fame was pretty standard for someone as talented as he is. Back in 1991, Jamie joined the cast of In Living Color, where his knack for comedy instantly made him a standout. This was the kind of platform that really put him on the map, allowing him to eventually land his own sitcom, The Jamie Foxx Show, which ran from 1996 to 2001. This show alone made him a household name and solidified his status in Hollywood.
It's still unclear what sent Jamie Foxx to the hospital, but as his family is politely telling the world, it's just not everyone else's business.
Around this time, Jamie met Sean Diddy Combs, who was a huge name in the music industry with his label Bad Boy Records. This was during Diddy's peak. He was throwing lavish parties, making hits with some of the biggest names in hip-hop, and seemed untouchable. Jamie and Diddy's relationship started off great. Jamie even admired Diddy, often speaking highly of how the mogul navigated the music world. At one point, Jamie joked about wanting to throw parties as extravagant as Diddy's, but on a much smaller budget. It was all friendly competition, or so it seemed.
Watching Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel, I'm filming this. And it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man.
Diddy, recognizing Jamie's potential as a rising star, brought him into his exclusive circle, allowing him to attend those infamous parties that people whispered about but never really saw. And for a while, everything seemed fine. Jamie and Diddy partied together, collaborated on projects, and from the outside looking in, it appeared they had a solid friendship.
Look, April 11th last year, bad headache. That's my boy for Avenue. Gone for 20 days.
But like many of Diddy's high-profile relationships, this one took a dark turn. You see, rumors about what really happens at these legendary parties have been swirling for years. Some say they're not just about music and fun, but about power, control, and something much more disturbing. There have been allegations that these gatherings were more like secret meetings where favors were exchanged, people were manipulated, and wild activities went down behind closed doors. And apparently, Jamie got a front-row seat to it all.
And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact, Jake, that the government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a...
In fact, Jamie even admitted in interviews that Diddy once asked him to document everything that went down at these parties. Now, he didn't get into specifics at the time, but the idea of Diddy hiring someone to record these events raises a lot of eyebrows. What was Diddy trying to capture? And why did he need video proof of everything? More importantly, why did Jamie, after years of attending these events, suddenly decide to step away and distance himself from Diddy? That's where things get really interesting.
So why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
You see, while Diddy was flying high, cracks started forming in his carefully curated image. Around 2013, federal agencies reportedly began investigating Diddy's dealings with certain individuals, including young artists. These weren't your typical business deals, these were whispers about exploitation and manipulation. But as quickly as the investigation began, it disappeared. Rumor has it, Diddy had friends in high places who helped make the whole thing go away.
Now, so what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, get moved earlier than that?
As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released.
And that's not all. Some of Diddy's own proteges, like Mace, started speaking out against him. Mace, who was one of Bad Boy's most successful artists in the 90s, famously left the label and became a pastor. There's speculation that his shift to religion was influenced by things he saw at these parties, things that were dark enough to make him walk away from one of the most successful music labels of the time. Mace has hinted that there were more sinister forces at play, suggesting that Diddy wasn't just controlling his career but manipulating people's lives. And that's a pattern that seems to pop up over and over when it comes to Diddy's relationships with people in the industry. If you stand against him, things tend to go south very quickly.
The evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named.
Now, let's bring it back to Jamie Foxx. Insiders say that Jamie, after years of being in Diddy's circle, saw enough to make him uncomfortable. More than uncomfortable, he wanted out. And when you cross Diddy, people claim that's when the real trouble starts. Jamie's health crisis wasn't just a health crisis, according to sources who claim to be close to the situation. No, it was something more deliberate. People are saying Jamie was targeted because he wanted to expose Diddy, and his recent close call might have been a warning.
Else, because I'd want to know, like, this guy is in great shape. Jamie Foxx is a freaking athlete, quarterback. The guy's always in shape. For that to get him at that age.
Some are even suggesting that this was an orchestrated attack meant to silence Jamie before he could spill more secrets.
My initial reaction, because that's how I always feel when I see situations like this. And then there's just like this weird sense of grief because it is Diddy, right? Diddy is a hip hop hero. He's an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. To sit here and act like the man wasn't a huge part of our upbringing is a damn lie. So there's this weird sense of grief. Like another one of our heroes has ruined their legacy and it's their own fault because of poor choices?
Of course, this isn't the first time Diddy's been accused of trying to silence someone. Just look at what happened to Cassie. After years of keeping quiet, Cassie filed a bombshell lawsuit in 2023, accusing Diddy of horrific treatment throughout their relationship. This lawsuit revealed disturbing details that shocked everyone, but to those who knew Diddy's true nature, it was only the tip of the iceberg. Cassie wasn't just his girlfriend, she had insider knowledge of what went on behind closed doors at those infamous parties. And now, Jamie Foxx, who's been in Diddy's inner circle for years, seems to be caught up in the same twisted web. Cassie's lawsuit also reignited long-standing rumors about Diddy's parties and the shady activities that went down there. For years, rumors have suggested that young artists were manipulated and pressured into uncomfortable situations. And what happened to those who resisted? Their careers mysteriously stalled, or worse. The idea that Diddy's been controlling people in the industry for years isn't new, but what's shocking is the lengths to which he allegedly goes to maintain that control.
There are some problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there is enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see.
Take Cat Williams, for example. The outspoken comedian has been one of the few who's had the courage to publicly speak out about Diddy. Cat has claimed that Diddy's circle is filled with people who are afraid to cross him because they know what he's capable of. And according to Cat, Jamie Foxx was one of the latest victims of Diddy's power play. In fact, Cat went on record to say that Jamie's mysterious illness wasn't random at all, but orchestrated by Diddy himself.
For everything I'm telling you, that's why I can say I'm so freely.
Kid, I need another one. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Cat's claims have added even more fuel to the fire, and now people are looking at Jamie's situation with fresh eyes. Why would someone as healthy as Jamie suddenly experience such a severe medical issue, and why did his family keep the details so secretive? The fact that police were reportedly involved raises even more questions. Was Jamie trying to tell the authorities that someone was after him? And if so, why hasn't more been done to bring this person to justice? The answers to these questions might be connected to Diddy's powerful allies in Hollywood and beyond. For years, Diddy has been surrounded by some of the most influential people in the industry, and as long as he had their backing, he seemed untouchable. But according to recent reports, Diddy's hold on Hollywood is starting to slip. Some say that he's lost favor with the elites who used to protect him, and now he's vulnerable. This might explain why so many people are suddenly coming forward with stories about Diddy's darker side.
Okay, this is what I mean when I say people wake up every day and just volunteer lies. Diddy, how are we supposed to believe anything that comes out of your mouth? And furthermore, why should we not believe the rumors of things going in your mouth when you out here volunteering bold-faced lies? You would still be lying to us right now if it was no video. You didn't even apologize to Cassie in the video.
Jamie Foxx's situation is just the latest in a long line of controversies that surround Diddy, but it's also one of the most troubling. If the rumors are true and Diddy really did target Jamie for speaking out, it would mark a turning point in the ongoing drama.
Wow. So they told me, I'm in Atlanta, they told me my sister and my daughter took me to the first doctor.
And Jamie's not alone. Several other high-profile names have been linked to Diddy's infamous parties, and many of them have had their own brushes with trouble. Take Usher, for example. Usher was sent to live with Diddy while he was still a minor, and though he's never fully opened up about what went down during that time, he's hinted at seeing things no young person should have to witness. In an interview with Howard Stern, Usher described his time with Diddy as eye-opening, and while he kept most of the details under wraps, there were enough clues to suggest that Usher was exposed to some seriously disturbing situations. Then there's Justin Bieber, who spent a lot of time with Diddy early in his career. People have long speculated about what happened during those years, especially given Justin's later struggles with his mental and emotional well-being. Some even suggest that Diddy had a hand in Justin's downfall, guiding him down a dark path that nearly destroyed his life and career. With so many names coming up in connection to Diddy's parties and the rumors surrounding them, it's hard to dismiss these stories as mere gossip. The fact that Jamie Foxx, one of the biggest names in Hollywood, might have been targeted for speaking out is chilling. And as more details emerge, it's becoming clear that there's a lot more to this story than anyone initially realized.
Remember that one story he told? He says, look, Diddy used to put these parties together with $1 million, and he says, I'm gonna put $1 million party. I'm like, Diddy, I'm gonna do a party with $45.
As we conclude, it is important to remember that Jamie Foxx's health scare might be just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the truth about Diddy's world. The fact that Jamie was reportedly speaking to the police about what happened to him raises some serious concerns. If Jamie was indeed a target, who else might be at risk? More importantly, how far is Diddy willing to go to protect his secrets?
If the government is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being, they have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
As Jamie Foxx's health scare continues to make headlines, the whispers surrounding Diddy's possible involvement only get louder. Everyone's asking the same questions: what really happened to Jamie? Could his sudden hospitalization have been more than just a health issue? And more importantly, what exactly was Jamie about to reveal before everything took a sudden turn? It's no secret that Diddy, or Sean Combs as he's known offstage, has built a reputation for being one of the most powerful and influential figures in the entertainment industry. Over the years, he's been linked to various high-profile stars, business ventures, and let's be honest, plenty of controversy. But when someone as prominent as Jamie Foxx, who's been tight with Diddy for years, suddenly faces an unexplained health crisis and starts cooperating with law enforcement, it's hard not to raise an eyebrow. Now, let's take a moment to break this down. Jamie Foxx isn't just any celebrity, he's a household name, an Oscar-winning actor, and a highly respected figure in Hollywood. So when rumors start swirling that Jamie was possibly talking to the police about Diddy before his health took a nosedive, well, that's a big deal. And the fact that this is all happening right when Diddy seems to be facing growing scrutiny, the timing is just too perfect to ignore.
Nor did you apologize for lying that you didn't do what you knew you was on tape doing. So who was this apology for? I'll tell you who it was for. Diddy's ego. Diddy's brand. Diddy and his handlers are looking at this all wrong. You trying to solve.
But what could Jamie have possibly been planning to expose? What secrets does he know that could send shockwaves through the entertainment world? You have to wonder if there's a reason behind all this. Maybe Jamie had seen or heard things at Diddy's infamous parties, events that are known for their exclusive guest list and strict no-phones policy. These aren't your average Hollywood get-togethers. We're talking about lavish, over-the-top soirees where anything goes, and where Diddy's inner circle gets a front row seat to the kind of secrets that most people would never imagine.
Nobody on that side, nobody in media can come out and say that. That's not the talking point of the left.
And here's where things get interesting. According to sources, Jamie had allegedly started talking to law enforcement about certain incidents that occurred at one of these parties. Now, we don't know exactly what Jamie was revealing, but whatever it was, it had the potential to put some powerful people on edge. When someone like Jamie Foxx gets involved with something that could have legal implications, it's not just idle gossip, it's something worth paying attention to. Think about it, if Jamie really had information that could damage Diddy's carefully constructed public image. It's no wonder people are speculating about whether his health scare was a coincidence or something more sinister. Diddy has spent years cultivating a persona of success, luxury, and influence. From his multi-million-dollar business ventures to his position as a tastemaker in music, fashion, and beyond, Diddy is someone who has everything to lose if certain truths come to light. Now, let's not forget that this isn't the first time Diddy has found himself at the center of controversy. He's been involved in a number of legal battles, feuds, and even rumors of behind-the-scenes power plays within the music industry. Over the years, there's been talk of him using his influence to silence those who pose a threat to his empire, whether through intimidation or more subtle means. And if that's true, Jamie's situation could be part of a much larger pattern, one where anyone who crosses Diddy or gets too close to the truth faces serious consequences.
Next doctor said, something going on up there. I won't say it on camera, I won't say it.
It's hard to ignore how Diddy seems to operate in a world of his own, with access to resources and connections that most people could only dream of. He's got a loyal crew of people who've been with him since day one, and they're all deeply invested in keeping his empire intact. So if Jamie really was planning to expose something major, it's not far-fetched to believe that Diddy's inner circle might have taken action to protect their leader. And speaking of that inner circle, let's not underestimate the lengths to which they might go to protect the man at the center of it all. Diddy's team is known for being fiercely protective, and they've managed to keep a lot of things out of the public eye over the years. If Jamie was seen as a threat to that carefully guarded world, it's possible that someone, somewhere, decided that he needed to be stopped before he could do any real damage. Could it be that Jamie's health scare was part of a larger effort to prevent him from speaking out? It's not as crazy as it sounds when you look at the bigger picture.
Towing a line constantly with this COVID stuff, no one finds out the truth. No one's allowed to talk about it. How many?
And here's where things take another turn. There have been whispers that Jamie wasn't the only one with stories to tell. Other celebrities, past associates, and even former employees have all hinted at knowing more about Diddy's world than they're willing to share publicly. Some have alluded to a culture of fear and secrecy, where people are encouraged to stay silent if they want to keep their careers intact. And let's face it, in an industry as cutthroat as Hollywood, staying on Diddy's good side can make or break someone's career. Jamie Foxx, though, is in a league of his own. He's got enough clout and star power that he doesn't need to rely on Diddy for his success. That kind of independence is rare in an industry where so many stars are interconnected through business deals, collaborations, and friendships. Maybe that's why Jamie felt empowered to speak up, even knowing the risks involved. Or perhaps it wasn't so much about bravery as it was about needing to clear his conscience. Whatever the reason, it's clear that Jamie's actions have put him in a precarious position, and the fallout is only just beginning.
Just keep changing the top layer. You got to do some real internal work, and you have all the money, all the resources to have access to the best everything. Stop spending the money and using the resources to attempt to cover up your lies, and start using the money and the resources to deal with your truth.
Of course, Diddy's camp has remained tight-lipped throughout all of this. There hasn't been any official comment on the rumors linking him to Jamie's situation, which only adds fuel to the fire. If there's one thing Diddy knows how to do, it's control the narrative. He's got a whole team of PR experts, lawyers, and fixers at his disposal, all working behind the scenes to manage any potential scandals before they explode. But with Jamie's health scare making headlines and speculation running wild, it's clear that Diddy's usual methods might not be enough to keep this story under wraps. And this is where the situation gets even murkier. Could it be that Jamie's health crisis was a wake-up call for others who might be sitting on similar secrets? If someone as high-profile as Jamie Foxx can end up in such a precarious position, what does that mean for others who have less power and influence? There's a growing sense that Jamie's case could be the start of something much bigger, a domino effect that might encourage others to come forward and share their own stories about what really goes on behind closed doors in Diddy's world. It's no secret that the entertainment industry thrives on secrets, power plays, and backdoor deals. But as we've seen time and time again, those secrets have a way of coming to light when you least expect them. Jamie's health scare, whether intentional or not, might just be the catalyst that opens the floodgates. And if that happens, there's no telling how far-reaching the consequences could be. For now, all eyes are on Jamie and what his next move might be once he's back in the spotlight. Will he continue to cooperate with law enforcement? Will more details come out about what really happened to him? And perhaps most importantly, will others in Hollywood finally start speaking up about the things they've witnessed over the years? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over, and the ripple effects could shake up the entertainment industry in ways we've never seen before.
That he walks away clean from this, that everything is dropped and he faces no charges or any prison time?
Not impossible. I mean, anything is possible, but I don't see that happening. I see him kind of going the path of R. Kelly, where again, for so many decades, he was able to act with impunity and just, with harming so many young women.
The speculation surrounding Jamie's involvement with the authorities is still just that speculation. But in an industry where rumors often have a grain of truth, it's hard to dismiss the possibility that something bigger is at play here. And as more details emerge, the focus will inevitably shift to Diddy and how he handles the mounting scrutiny. Will he stay silent and ride out the storm like he's done in the past, or will he finally be forced to address the rumors head-on? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the world is watching, and the truth, whatever it may be, is bound to come out eventually. So what do you think? Could Jamie Foxx's health scare really be tied to something much bigger, with Diddy pulling the strings behind the scenes? And if Jamie was targeted for trying to expose the truth, who else could be next? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.